until I realized that being in situations where everybody is looking for referrals ended up just being a bunch of us who were broke as hell trying to sell each other or praying to God somebody would open a door for us. If you're getting thank yous from your clients, like they ever say thank you for the work you're done, that is the most prime time to ask for a referral, and you should be doing it. And the conversations I'm getting into now with people who are building these large communities, the people that are really building these amazing businesses and companies, and the collaboration conversations I'm getting into is at a level that I've never been at before. And it's because I've constantly been expanding my personal network and just meeting people who are leveling me up, I'm leveling them up, and we're pushing each other up higher. It's the coolest experience. You're thinking about referrals the wrong way. Look, let's be honest. Anybody who needs referrals is usually desperate and broke. And here's what I mean. A lot of people go out and network at these groups, events, happy hours, conferences, and they're always looking for a referral, somebody that they can talk to that wants to buy their service. Look, if you need referrals, it's because you're broke and you likely don't know how to sell. So here's the thing. Referrals should come from your clients, not your network. And most people are trying to get referrals from their network. And it drives me bonkers because if you're sitting around a bunch of people and all they're trying to do is get referrals, it means they most likely just don't know how to go out and sell. So you got a bunch of people who are in desperate need of business, all trying to get referrals off each other. And and that's why people hate networking, and that's why people hate doing the interacting. I had to learn this the hard way myself. You know, I used to really look at networking to get referrals, until I realized that being in situations where everybody is looking for referrals ended up just being a bunch of us who were broke as hell trying to sell each other or praying to God somebody would open a door for us. So I had to flip the script. First thing I had to do is I had to get around people that didn't need the referrals. They understood that networking was about leveraging and growing your network and growing your contacts and connections. They understood the power of introductions and not needing referrals. So if you understand, and the way I learned it for myself in just School of Hard Knocks, once I understood and wrapped my head around the concept that if I delivered so much badass service to my clients, I scheduled time with them to sit down and talk about referrals, and I worked through how they could open doors for me. And it's really, really simple to get referrals from your clients, especially if you're delivering badass service. Like if you're going above and beyond the work you've done for them, your clients want to help you. They want to see you succeed, and they just don't know who to open doors for you. So there's a couple of hard, fast rules here that I think when it comes to referral. If you're getting thank yous from your clients, like they ever say thank you for the work you're done, that is the most prime time to ask for a referral, and you should be doing it. You know, so I have a rule. Anytime somebody says, Donnie, thank you for everything you've done. I really appreciate the impact of my business. I really appreciate all the things that you've helped me do and helped my business grow and the likes. I will instantly say, man, it's been my honor. I love working with you. By the way, not only do I love working with you, I want to work with people that are just like you, that have the same energy, same passion, same drive. Who do you know that is built just like you? They're driven, they're a go-getter, and they really are trying to figure out how to grow their business. Can you think of two people that I should be meeting that would find what I do extremely valuable? And every time I do this with a client, they're like, absolutely. Hold on, let's sit down and let's go through my Rolodex and see who I can get you to. And so I then take them through a process which is called Cap and Foursquare. And it's really simple. I've done other videos on this, but Cap and Foursquare is a really, really simple process. It's simple. You need to know three things. You need to know the characteristics of your ideal client. You need to know what things people spend money on versus your services. and you need to know what problems and pains you solve. Okay. If you know those three things, then you can get a ton of referrals from your clients. Okay. Really simple. So what you do is you sit down with one of your clients and say, hey, let's have this cool referral conversation. I'm going to take you through a quick process. And then characteristics. You look at them and say, okay, these are the characteristics of the people I'm trying to get introduced to. And you pull out a sheet of paper and you take them through all the characteristics. How many employees these people have, how long they've been in business, what industries they are, and as many characteristics as you can come up with to walk them through. And hearing characteristics, some of the things that I like to think about is what industries send me the most referrals? What industries do I refer the most? What industries do I wish I did business with? And then what I'm doing is I'll say, okay, I'm going to describe all these characteristics. And as I do this, I want you to come up with first names of people that fit these characteristics. So I'm going to list out all these characteristics, like, they've been more than 3 years in business. They were formerly successful in corporate America. They've really figured out what their business is, and now they're ready to get after it and grow this thing to a level and really build to freedom. A lot of the things that they're facing is they don't know how to get enough clientele coming in to be able to sell to enough people and to get a steady stream of clients coming through the door. Alternatives is the next thing you bring up. And with the alternatives, you say, they're likely investing in a lot of courses, going to a lot of seminars. They're going to a lot of workshops. They're doing a ton of networking, trying to find clientele. And pains and problems is the biggest thing that I help them do is help them understand how to build the systems and processes to ultimately be able to scale and build their business. And the cool thing about doing this is when I tell people and I start describing these people, they'll start coming up with names. Like, it's likely that you might even came up with a few names as I was doing this, or you're like, dude, this guy's talking right about me. And the cool thing about that is as they're coming up with these first names, you take out the sheet of paper, you draw a square on it, cut the square in half and then horizontally half, so it gives you 4 little squares. In the top left square, you're literally putting first names only, right? You write down all the first names that they come up with. In the top right square, you simply ask them to rank the names by how well they know them, right? Go through and rank all the names out. Bottom left square, then you have them rank them by how comfortable they would be introducing that person to you. And they'll go through and they'll start ranking them, all out, how well comfortable they'd be making that introduction. And then in the bottom right box, you're saying, hey, when will you make that introduction by? And it's an amazing process to walk them through. And it's systematized so that they can legitimately make some introductions. But every time I sit down with a client, I say, let's do this. Let's have a referral conversation where I can open doors for you too. And then I will flip the script and I'll take them through the process first. I said, the thing that I want to do is I want to be able to make some referrals or some introductions for you. So I'm going to walk you through a process to help me trigger my mind to be able to come up with a bunch of names for you. So I'll take them through, okay, like, what are the characteristics of your perfect client? Who do you want to work with? And they'll walk me through, the industries, the age, all the characteristics. I'm like, okay, what do they spend money on versus doing your stuff, the alternatives? And I'll walk them through, if they're, maybe a social media coach or they're an HR consultant, right? We'll talk about all the different things that people are likely to spending money on to versus hiring for their service. And then I'm like, okay, what problems do you solve for your clients? What are the pains and issues you're solving for them? And then I'll say, okay, what industry sends you the most referrals? What industry do you send the most referrals to? And what industry do you wish, you sent you referrals? And I'll come up with a list of just a ton of first names. And then I'll go to the second box. In the second box, top right, I'm like, all right, this is how, well I know these people, right? And I'll rank them out by how close a relationship I have with them. Bottom left box, I'll simply go, this is the ones I'd be most comfortable introducing you to and making those introductions for. In the bottom right box, here's when I'll make those introductions. So for me, I'm going to always make those introductions right then and there. Okay, I don't want to delay it because I'll forget to do it. After you've made them 3 to 5 introductions, man, they're going to want to do that for you. And then so they're happy to go back through the process and make some introductions, right? So it's a cool way to sit down with your clients. Every time you get a thank you, you literally send them a message and say, man, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I love working with people like you that are driven and you give them all the compliments in the world that are real. and say, who do you know that would make sense for me to talk to about my services? And then, every 30 days, once a quarter, you should be sitting down with your clients and doing this cap and foursquare exercise. Absolutely amazing process to go through. All right. So if referrals come from your clients, what the hell do you do with your network? It's really simple. You go get introductions, right? You should be getting referrals from your clients so you can go out to your network and build your damn network. Literally, you should be adding to your network, and your network should evolve with the people and conversations you're getting into. I mean, I look at the time and energy and effort I've put in the last 5.5 years building the business, and the conversations I'm getting into now with people who are building these large communities, the people that are really building these amazing businesses and companies, and the collaboration conversations I'm getting into is at a level that I've never been at before. And it's because I've constantly been expanding my personal network and just meeting people who are leveling me up. I'm leveling them up, and we're pushing each other up higher. It's the coolest experience. That's how you need to look at networking. So if networking is to build your network, then you've got to understand the power of a damn introduction. Like, there is every person you sit across from, you should be able to make an introduction for. And here's the difference. A referral and an introduction are two completely different things, okay? An introduction is two good people. You guys should meet, go have a great conversation, figure out how much you guys can collaborate, work together, and do business together, whatever, right? Go collaborate. Go expand your network. A referral is two good people should meet. So it sounds like this. Hey, Bob, meet Sally. Bob, by the way, Sally is looking for your service. I've told her all about you. She's excited to meet you and is looking forward to the conversation. There is a sales conversation expected. That's what makes it a referral, is there's a sales conversation attached to it. They know that they're going to be pitching you their product or service, right? An introduction has no dollar value associated with it. It's two good people should go meet. And you can make these introductions all day long. Like, literally every conversation you have, you should be sitting across from people and making these introductions and opening doors. And it's really stupid simple to make these introductions. You only need to know one thing, one major thing to make introductions. It's simply this. Ask everybody you meet, what is the number one industry that sends you referrals? And whatever industry they say, pull up your LinkedIn, go there, and start making them introductions to people in that industry. I promise if you network for any amount of time that you've got people in that industry. And think about it from their perspective. If the number one industry they have, let's say the number one industry is HR consultants. That's who sends them the most referrals. If that's the case, imagine introducing them to 5, 10, 15, 20 HR consultants that you have in your Rolodex. Even if one of them partners up with them and says, man, this is awesome, great introduction, and allows them into their Rolodex so they can collaborate, and they potentially could send them thousands of referrals because it's a natural fit. I mean, let's be honest, when we're out networking, very rarely am I ever going to meet your perfect damn referral. I just don't get into the conversations with your prospects like you need me to get into, because I'm not having those type of conversations. I'm talking about my own stuff, their stuff. I'm not trying to build your business. But if I know the industries that send you the most referrals, man, I can make those introductions all day long. So unless somebody's an asshole, right? Every person you sit across from, you should ask them what industry sends them the most referrals, and then make those introductions to as many people as you possibly can. Right? This is how you expand your network, because after you've made the introductions, you're going to flip the script and say, this is who sends me the most referrals. This is who I need. This is the industry I need to be introduced to. Right? That simple maneuver should get you a ton of introductions with people who are working with your ideal client. It's a really simple thought process. And the more you do this, the more you're going to be blown away by the power in the people you need to meet. Like I tell people all the time, I want to meet other podcasters, right? I want to meet other people who get on stages. I want to meet other people who have networking organizations. I want to meet other people who are building big communities because I want to partner up with them and collaborate on stuff. And the more I tell people this, the more amazing conversations I continue to get into. And that's the power of all this. So quit looking at your network for freaking referrals. Go for referrals from your freaking clients and use your network for the introductions. Get introduced to the right people that can move your business forward, and you're going to be blown away by how much freaking business you will actually get into. So try this for me, guys. Rethink how you're networking, rethink how you get showing up out there. Go to your clients, have regular referral conversations so you don't need them from your network. It's a beautiful thing when you don't need referrals from your network, so you can go out and get to meet and get in the rooms with people that can just change your life. You know, I can tell you, the more you come at this mindset, if you don't need referrals, you need to get introduced, be able to get in the right rooms, you're going to continue to rise and get into rooms that'll blow your mind. And you're going to get into conversations that are just going to completely level you up personally and level your business up. So go try this out. Let me know how much it works for you. And I'll be really surprised if it does not completely change and transform how you're currently doing business. And as always, guys, do me a favor with this episode. If you will take a screenshot of wherever you're listening to, share it out on social media, tag me in it, right? That's how I know you guys are listening to these things. Tag me in it. I'll reply. If this episode gave you any value, share it with a friend. And ultimately, if you have not checked out Success Champions, go visit one of our peer groups. We are literally changing how small business does business by changing the concept of growing your network through these introductions. We're having sessions where we're working on your business and growing your business. It is the most powerful thing we've ever created, and it's going to change and impact your business in ways you won't believe. And as always, love you, mean it. See you, bye.